Welcome back to Touching All Bases. I'm your host, Brian, joined today by Jackson, Katie, Riley, and Kaden. I've never actually done it this way. I'm so in my be for real mindset from yesterday. But we have a fun show. Obviously, 3 topics. And starting off, we have 3 to see. The World Series is officially beginning now. So I'm going to start it off real quick, jump right into it. We're going to recap some of the LCSs, the League Championship Series. And the first one I want to hear your guys' opinion on is the Dodgers sweeping the Brewers 4-0.
I just wanted to say something. I said this to Kaden the other day, but this is kind of off topic. But the Brewers really reminded me of the Cavs from last season. I don't know. They're both really irrelevant to me. I don't care about both of them at all. I don't want to watch them play a game at all. And great record, great team technically, and then playoff just died. So it just really reminded me of them.
Last week a buy or sell was if this was their last win or their last chance. And I said I didn't think that this was a title window at all for the Brewers. I think that sometimes teams, again, I repeat myself last week, but sometimes divisional round teams just meet each other in the divisional round, and one has to go to the conference championship or the AL championship or the NFL championship or whatever and stuff. And so I think that that's kind of what happened. I think the Brewers were never actually World Series contenders. They were always going to run to the Dodgers. And yeah, I mean, what is it? Glasnow, Snell, and Yamamoto or whatever, all allowed 1 run, and then neither of them was the best pitcher in that series. So it's incredible. I think that's a guaranteed 3 wins for them all throughout this postseason. They allowed 1 run in all 4 games, and I mean at that point, batting didn't even matter.
Also, I wanted to say, I mean, if you watch baseball, I just feel like it was so obvious that they had just postseason bust written all over them. Yeah. I mean, just that one 14-game win streak, the most fraudulent that. The most I said this last week because I don't remember I said this. Just the most fraudulent 14-game win streak ever, and it boosted them into the playoffs, into the number 1 seed, and then look at what happened.
Yeah. I would definitely agree. I think the 14-game win streak was a fluke. I feel honestly this season for them, just, the win streak causing them to be ranked so highly, I think it was also a fluke. I mean, if we look in the past season, they've been a good team. They've not been a bad team, but they've definitely not been one of the better teams in baseball, kind of how it appeared as they were this season. And I feel in the playoffs, they kind of went back down to their level of the previous few seasons. So I'm not saying their window is over, but it would take another streak of insane luck.
I mean, they can make it because their division is so.
That stinks.
I mean, they have the Cubs to compete with.
I think they're a playoff team consistently.
Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs because of their division, but.
Yeah, they're a team that's in a division that's kind of struggling to find big teams. Other than them and the Cubs, there's really no competition there. I'll give credit to them. They obviously finished off with, I think the best record in baseball this season, so props to them. But even coming to this postseason, they were considered an underdog for being the 1 seed. Let's be real. No one had them winning the whole thing. And then obviously in LCS, it really showed that even that they were the underdog throughout the season, and they're still the underdog now. Even looking at just their stats, the Brewers did not come to fight that series, and the Dodgers just absolutely dominated. I mean, when you got arguably, 4 of probably the best pitching, wow, okay, words are difficult. 4 of the best pitchers in baseball on one team, and you have to go against all 4 of them. That kind of makes it difficult to just even get a few runs on. But literally, the Brewers had 1 home run that entire series, and I believe it was the first inning against Yamamoto. So, I mean, yeah. If that's all you got 1 inning into the series, you're not going to do well.
Well, from one game that was a sweep to another game that went all 7 games, the Mariners and the Blue Jays, with the Mariners taking an early lead, came back. George Springer hit a go-ahead home run to seal the ALCS win for the Blue Jays and send them back to the World Series for the first time since 1994? 93. It was close. I knew it was one of the early years.
He knows.
So I would like to hear your guys' opinions on that, because that was one of the most cinematic finishes I think we've seen so far in this postseason. So just a little bit, if you guys want to talk about that and just your opinions on how you feel about the Blue Jays win, especially you, Kaden, because I know you picked them and they're still your team to ride or die.
I do have an announcement I want to make to one of our panelists, Katie, because I will say that I've given them a lot of crap for a long time, and this is moral. This isn't because of it just happened. This is coincidental. But the second George Springer's bat made contact with that ball, I fully forgave the Astros the cheating scandal. It's completely over. I don't care at all, okay? Because I was thinking about, like, once a cheater, always a cheater. Sure, but not really. I mean, it was 2017, okay? And I was thinking about it, I was like...
8 years ago.
It was 8 years ago. Exactly. Like, if I was dating someone my sophomore year of high school, and I ran into them when I was 24, and they cheated on me, I probably... And, like, we hit it off again, I wouldn't care about the cheating. It's 8 years, okay? Like, there's a statute of limitations there and stuff. So, yeah, I think that I think my morals with cheating aligns with Katie's right now, and I've forgiven the Astros because of the George Springer home run. And genuinely, it was an incredible moment. I was screaming. No one around me understood it. Everyone thought the Blue Jays thing was a bit, and I guess it is, but it's a very serious bit now. So just people were like thought it was very random. I was very happy, but I didn't know joy could be experienced that passionately until I saw George Springer hit that home run.
Right before Springer was up to bat, they changed pitchers, so it went to a commercial break. And I have never been so nervous than during that commercial break. It brought me back to like Astros postseason when I'm pacing around the room. I was like, I want the Blue Jays to win, and I want George Springer to do it for them so badly. And he did it. He reverted back to his crazy 2017 World Series that he had. And really had a clutch moment for the Blue Jays to ultimately send them to the World Series.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I was rooting for the Mariners this series. I know that's like a hot take, but
Not really, they've never been there.
I know that's true, but I mean, but I loved that George Springer moment. I mean, there's like no other sports playoffs where you're getting a moment like that. Like MLB playoffs are at the top. They just are. But
I respect that.
But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Jackson, go.
Okay, yeah, I'll be completely honest. When he hit that home run, I just kept on thinking about Jose Bautista's, home run a few years ago. I was thinking about that. That was the moment Blue Jays fans.
No, but I said that.
Yeah, that was the moment Blue Jay fans have waited for years at this point. And, obviously, that game felt like Hosier's yell for them, but I really felt the Mariners, I think they said it was Julio Rodriguez after the game in the press conference.
Oh, he screamed.
He absolutely he absolutely screamed his gut out. And to be completely honest, the Mariners had that series. They really did. First two games, they obviously...
I think it was pretty much...
They took the first two in Toronto.
They took the first two...
They
took the first two in Toronto, and I really thought that they were going to take the series back at home. Obviously, the Blue Jays, I'll be honest, the Blue Jays showed up most in this series when they needed it. They were the team that showed up in the moments that they needed most, and that's what ultimately got them the win. Obviously, I thought when the Mariners went up early in the first inning, I thought that the Mariners were going to do exactly what they did in the first two games of the series. Obviously, last night or a few nights ago with Springer's home run, obviously that wasn't the case. But I'll give credit. That was probably the best series we're going to see in this postseason. That was just genuinely a masterclass of the Blue Jays coming back. And honestly, that home run might go down as one of the best postseason moments. So
I remember what I was going to say. Gotcha. I was just going to say, I was rooting for the Mariners, and I just feel so bad for them and their fans. I know you don't.
I don't.
But
I do.
I do.
I don't have 1 ounce of remorse.
Being that close and being up until that 3-run home run, just like I couldn't imagine being.
And
it's so painful.
And they were down by 1 run.
And they've never
and they had their last batter, their franchise player Julio Rodriguez up to bat, who had already hit a solo home run earlier in the game. So he had the chance to come and tie it. And it's a foul tip. He chased so far out of the zone.
If you look at the box score, nothing was in the strike zone nothing was
his
pitched.
final pitch, make a box.
Was pitched in
it was
the strike
way
zone.
over here. You can't even see it. It was way out of the box. He was severely chasing in that at bat, trying to get something done.
Also, I just feel like if you're thinking as a Mariners fan, you won your division for the first time, and however, you had a player with 60 home runs, and you still couldn't do it. You
had a home run in that game too.
At that point, you're never making it at that point. Mm-hmm. If you have all that and you still couldn't do it, you're not doing it.
If you really think about it, that moment, yes, Julio obviously shouldn't have swung at that ball, but to be honest, he did his best that entire game and honestly showed some more heart than the rest of the Mariners. I'll be honest, the rest of the team kind of gave up in that Game 7. I think Julio played his heart out that game. Obviously, that last at-bat, obviously, is probably going to haunt him for the rest of the offseason, but I
His
mean,
life.
honestly,
Off
it's
season.
To be
He
honest,
missed the World
like,
Series.
yeah.
they could get back. I think they're a team that could make it back to
You
the
said there's the next
ALCS.
dynasty last week.
I do have high hopes for this team, and obviously, that Game 7 I think is going to hurt them for a long time. But, sometimes games like that are a wake-up call for a franchise, and maybe that's what the Mariners need.
Well, while George Springer had the moment in the ALCS Game 7, Vladdy had the series. He had a .385 batting average, 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 10 hits, 4 walks, a 1.33 OPS, and only 2 strikeouts, which ended up earning him the ALCS MVP. So while I just gave you some of the stats, what are you guys' opinions? Do you think Vladdy earned it? I believe he did, but what is your guys' thoughts on it?
It's crazy to think about for me because like whenever he signed his extension earlier before the season, the Blue Jays weren't even on my radar. I'm not gonna lie. Like I saw Vladdy re-sign and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't care at all.
Waste another year.
I said that if he
It's like-
wins World Series MVP, I'm going to name my kid Vladimir, and you said he's fat. That's what he said on the show. Yeah, when Vladdy signed the 14-year, $500 million extension, that was that segment. You said he's fat.
I want to find this.
I don't think
Yeah.
that
Dude, you might name your kid Vladdy. This might be a
I know,
possibility.
Find this clip. That's your task.
All right,
Bruce.
I'll look for it.
I
It
don't
might
think
take a minute,
that
but I'll try to find it. I'll go to the scripts and stuff.
Yeah, no,
You said he's fat. You called
Oh my
Vladdy because I remember
gosh.
being like he is because I never watched the Blue Jays, and I was like, oh, he is fat. And I was like, oh wow.
Okay. Well, anyways.
Sorry if he's watching. You're doing great. It's fine. More
No,
leverage.
he 100% deserved this ALCS MVP. I mean, the Jays were down 2-0 to the Mariners going into that third game, and that's really when Vladdy went off, and I think that's really what ignited the Blue Jays offense. In that game, he went 4 for 4 with a walk, 2 doubles, 1 home run. So huge game for him, and I think overall that really was the momentum boost that it proved to the Jays that they do have what it takes to beat this series against the Mariners and come back and ultimately make it to the World Series. So 100%.
It is honestly kind of wild for me to think about back when we were talking like March and April about Vladdy signing somewhere else. And when he signed back with the Blue Jays, everyone was like, oh, he's going to waste another few years again.
Didn't he sign like for like 10?
14
Yeah.
years, 525, I think. Something
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
something
Yeah.
crazy. So yeah.
Absolutely
Still
no
could be
one.
an overpay,
Yeah,
honestly.
no one expected the Blue Jays to do what they've done this year and to make it to the World Series. I mean, I obviously didn't even have them in range of it at all. Not little less the playoffs. So I think honestly right now it looks like the best sign or the best the best offseason move was Vladdy going back to the Blue Jays at this point because he brought them to a World Series, kind of honestly carrying them on his back. I mean, if he wins it. If the Blue Jays do win the World Series, I think that would be the best off-season move, probably for the entire season.
Yeah. And I think it needs to be noted that obviously we've talked about his ALCS performance, and that was crazy. But what's even crazier is his performance the entire postseason. This entire postseason, he's had a 442 average, a 930 OPS, and he leads all players in hits with 19, homers with 6, RBIs with 19, and total bases with 40. And that's even not playing in the wild card series.
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
he's had himself a run, that's for sure.
Back to you, Brian.
Well, like I said, just to give a little context, Vladdy's contract was 14 years for $500 million signed this past April. He's only 26, and just a little tidbit, he's actually heavier than Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is 250 pounds at 6'2", and Giannis is 6'11" at 247. So,
Brother,
throw a
you
little.
think he's fat.
That is insane. To throw even more of a little wrench into it, I think that's also heavier than Aaron Judge. I know Aaron Judge is 280. Aaron Judge is 280, right? Or is he 260? I don't know.
Well, Aaron
Look
Judge
it up.
is like-
Aaron Judge
Judge
is like a
is
pole, so you
6
can't really tell.
Aaron Judge is 6 inches taller and ripped.
Aaron
That's
Judge is
different.
6'7".
But that is insane. 250 heavier than one of the most dominant Shaq-like beings in the NBA. But either way, doesn't matter about weight because they're still going to the World Series. So if we're going into this, obviously Blue Jays went to a Game 7. They won in Game 7. Dodgers sweeped it. So I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw this from the MLB on Instagram, and I wanted to give you guys a little history lesson, all right? There have been 5 teams where the opponents, one has gone to a Game 7 and one has swept.
Stat. Go ahead.
Was this your stat? Do we save it for you?
No, I literally wrote it down. But yeah, you got it, dude.
All right, I'm about to say, because I'll let the panel go if they want. So this is the 5th time. In 1988 was the first. It was the Athletics versus the Dodgers. Dodgers went Game 7. Athletics swept their ALCS. Dodgers ended up winning. Then you go back in 2006. It's Tigers swept. Cardinals win in Game 7. Cardinals ended up winning the World Series. 2007, Red Sox Game 7. Rockies sweep. Red Sox ended up winning the World Series. And then in 2012, the Tigers swept. Giants won a Game 7. And the Giants ended up winning the World Series. So this is your 5th time going in to the first game tomorrow. Blue Jays Dodgers. I got to remember if it's in LA. It is in Toronto. Okay, I remember that. First 2 games are in Toronto. What are your guys' predictions for the World Series?
Jackson, you made a great point earlier. Good job. Because you said that the Blue Jays this series were able to come through when it mattered most. And that's something they've been able to do all season very, very well. Okay, when the Yankees closed that gap, they got hot towards the end of the regular season. They have the most comeback wins in the MLB last season, like 58. And I think that they of course, coming back from a 2-0 series deficit in the ALCS, I think they're going to continue to do that because they're the best team in baseball. Obviously, I have the Blue Jays in 5. So I think Ohtani will have a 4-home run no-hitter in one game and win that game like I told y'all earlier off air or something crazy like that. But, yeah, I'm going to pick the Blue Jays to win in 5 games. I think that the Dodgers pitching rotation is incredible. But, Vladdy, Springer, everyone's red hot, and it's going to be an incredible series. And y'all can clip that. Okay, because the thing is, I see no reason in, I picked the Blue Jays in everything for the entire season. And it's always been ridiculous, and it's been right a lot more than it's been wrong. So this would be a ridiculous time to jump off that bandwagon because, if this comes true, this would not be the weirdest thing I've ever said about the Blue Jays or the most bold or ambitious. Not in the top 3.
This is going to go one or 2 ways. I think a sweep is unrealistic in my eyes, so I think it's either going to be Dodgers in 5, their pitching is stellar, and the Blue Jays can't get past it, or if it goes past 5 games and hits Game 7, I think the Jays are going to take it because I just feel like that means the Dodgers pitching wasn't as sharp, and the Jays are going to be able to take advantage of that. So, once they get past their top 4 pitchers, like Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, and Ohtani, if, all of them, are you not picking up what I'm
Well, you're saying their whole rotation, but then their rotation starts over again.
Yeah, they have one more pitcher.
No,
And,
Yeah,
then they're back to those 4.
No, they would just do the 4 in the World Series, too. It would just be, Glasnow, Snell, Yamamoto, Ohtani, Glasnow, probably.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the Brewers are
No.
able to take advantage of them and make it to a Game 7, then I think they'll take it.
So you're basically saying that if the Blue Jays are able to get past the Dodgers pitching, they'll
Yes.
I think
It
you're
depends-
sitting on a
it
fence right
depends-
now.
Isn't that just
win.
normal?
Yeah,
Isn't that just
you're
baseball?
choosing both.
It just depends.
If they hit the ball far, I think you're sitting on a fence right now. I need a prediction.
I think that either the Blue Jays or the Dodgers are going to win in 4 through 7 games.
I still know what you're saying. I know what you're saying in the case of either Dodgers will kill
But
it, but if
you
it's
got
close, the
it.
Blue
Do
Jays
you
will take
think?
it.
Do you
So
think
sad.
the Dodgers pitching is going to hold up or not? You
Are
got to
you
make that
sad or
decision
something?
now.
What is this face?
I'm trying to. I'm just waiting.
Can you pick
She's trying to hold it together right now.
I'm not picking a team. I'm just picking a situation, and I'm just
Well,
saying.
that was not
it
the-
just
That was not the question.
I don't care. It all depends on the Dodgers pitching.
We are not starting this again. Answer the question. We had that
I
last
fully see what
time.
you're saying.
Last week it
That's
was
what I- that's what I
either
have to
or.
say.
We buy or we
All
say
right,
yes.
That's what I have to say.
We still can't say yes or no.
All right,
I don't care
Riley.
if I have a right prediction, but that's what I have to say.
Riley, can I ask you one question? In those 2 situations, which one do you believe is more believable?
Dodgers win.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
So she chooses Dodgers in 5.
No.
So she just chooses Dodgers at 5.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and choose one of Riley's for her, and that's going to be Jays in 7.
That's why she wanted you to pick, so she could have the right pick. Jake's going 7.
Yeah, if that becomes true, you were correct and you were not.
I don't care if I'm
You
correct.
can't say, "Oh, me and Katie got it right."
No, it's like, I don't
no.
care.
And if Jack, but I'll
Even I will say if that's right, you were wrong.
yeah,
I don't.
exactly.
And I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care.
All right. Well, I'll just finish this off.
I'm going to get no explanation.
Okay, Katie, explain. Katie, explain. Never mind.
if the
Okay.
Dodgers rotation doesn't hold up.
Well, I think we can all agree, except for maybe Kaden, that the Jays are not sweeping. And if the Jays win, it is going to be a close series because the Dodgers are just that good. The Dodgers, have spent so much money on all the star players, so they have the stars, and they have the stars that are going to perform in the big moments. But I think overall, I want the Jays to win, so that's why I'm choosing them. But also, Vladdy just had his insane series. I think he's going to carry that over to the World Series. Bo Bichette might be back, I heard.
Back.
He is back? Okay. He will be back. Bo Bichette will be back. And also, not only did we see Springer have that clutch moment in Game 7, but he is known for his 2017 World Series performance. He had an absolutely amazing series, won World Series MVP, had clutch homer after clutch homer that put the Astros on top of the Dodgers and ultimately won that series for them. So I just think, Springer is going to really revert back to his old self in the World Series and come up in those big-time moments for the Jays and ultimately beat the Dodgers again.
Yeah, so I'm going to be probably the one person to pick the Dodgers in this. I'm going to go Dodgers in 5, but I do think that the series overall.
I didn't pick anyone.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, right. Right. I
Give me a
think
little
no
side
one.
eye. Give me a little side eye.
I find it funny that Riley had both the answers from Katie and Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had both of our answers. Yeah, no, I think that this series, I think when it's all said and done, I think looking at the win total, I think we'll say a different series. I think each game is going to be a slugging match. I really think it's going to be who can get to whose bullpen first. Like kind of Riley said, whoever starting pitching gets beat up first, I think will end up winning the series. I think each game is going to just be just an absolute close game all the way through. But because of what we've seen from the Dodgers and their absolute thrashing of the Brewers, I do have the Dodgers, doing back-to-back titles. To be honest, until they get beat in the World Series, I won't say they're not winning otherwise. I think they're just the dominant team. The Blue Jays, what you did against the Mariners, fun, brilliant, but I think it's time to go back down to earth.
I will say, always rooting for Freddie. Always rooting for Freddie.
Same.
But if he gets another one, I'm getting kind of scared of whose hat he wears in the Hall of Fame.
It'll be a Braves. It's not going to be.
If he wins 2 World
No, if he wins
Series,
2 World
Is he the,
and
here-
a
here's
World
the thing.
Series MVP.
If he's the main reason the Dodgers are winning the World Series, he's not. It's the rest of the team.
The MVP last year. He won a World Series MVP last year. So I'm getting kind of scared.
That is true.
No, I am too. I don't cheer for Freddie anymore on the Dodgers, and I hate it. I wish I could. I want to. I just don't like the Dodgers.
I mean, I don't want to root for. I don't want them to win.
I mean,
because of that sole reason.
Has there ever been a team that ever been a guy in the Hall of Fame that's worn 2 hats, maybe?
They go in, some going with no cap.
I want to see. I would be if he wore no cap. I'd be offended too.
I don't- If he goes in no cap, that's crazy.
At this point, if he goes no cap, I'm fine with it because I don't think he'll go in. With
I think if he goes in no cap, I want to be emotionally prepared for that, and so I'm kind of distancing myself from.
If
Freddie
he
Freeman
if
right
he
now. I'm
signs
not really cheering for him
1-year
anymore.
contract with the Braves to retire, I feel like there's a possibility.
I don't think he'll go in no cap. He'll definitely go in the cap. I think it'll be the Braves just because he stuck with us until we finally made a World Series, even when we sucked as the Braves. The Dodgers, they're expected to go to the World Series. The Braves winning it's more important than the Dodgers winning 2 back-to-back. So
But he still
I think
and he still has 3 years on his contract, and if they keep on
If he wins
going,
one more, I'm scared because he could win not the third.
if he wins, here's the thing: if he wins one more, he's not the sole reason the Dodgers won that. The Braves, let's be real.
Not the sole reason the Braves won it.
He was not the sole reason, but he was probably the captain of that team. Is Freddie
Sure.
Freeman the captain of the Dodgers? No, it's Ohtani.
He's the adult in the room.
It's not. Yeah, he might be
I
the
think he's
adult
the
in the room.
most likely to win World Series MVP in my opinion.
He's the veteran, but he's more like
Ohtani's.
he's more like a Brandon Graham to the Eagles. He's not the captain of the room, but he's the veteran
No,
presence.
he's not a Brandon Graham with the Eagles, dude. No, he's like the left tackle of the Eagles. That's what he's more like. He's
What?
a vet.
Lane Johnson.
More like a
He's
Lane
Lane
Johnson.
He's more
Okay,
of a
yeah,
Lane
Lane Johnson I can see
He's
more
more of a
like,
Lane
yeah.
Johnson. Back to you, Brian.
I think you do bring up an interesting point with the Freddie Freeman talk. I do think that it's more like a World Series gets tied to the face of the team rather than the MVP of the team because stats will speak for the MVP, but the face will speak for history in that championship. If you ever say, oh, Dodgers won it, the first mind that's going to come to your, or the first face to come to your mind is probably going to be Shohei Ohtani during that timing. That does not discredit what he's done with the team, though. But with that being said, I think the series comes down to superstition. You obviously have It's going to be which one breaks first. You have the superstition that we just talked about earlier, which was the 5 teams, or this is the 15, the 4 previous teams that all won a Game 7, won the World Series. But the Dodgers have their own superstition with Will Smith. I'm shocked none of you brought this up. Will Smith is going for his 5th straight World Series win.
Oh, yeah.
He won with the Dodgers, then with the Braves, then with the Rangers, the Dodgers again, and now he's back in the World
Are we
Series.
talking about like
Not the catcher, the pitcher.
multiple Will Smiths?
No, the
This,
pitcher.
this is the pitcher,
no,
Will
no,
The
Smith.
pitcher, the relief pitcher, Will Smith. Yeah, he won it with us.
I know that, but
He won with the Dodgers in 2020, the
he's
Braves
won-
in
he's
21.
won
on the
straight.
Dodgers last year.
Yes.
He was on the Dodgers last year.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
He is going for his 5th straight World Series. So no matter who wins, if Will Smith wins this, he might be the best bench bullpen
Is
guy
he the
that never
greatest Will
dresses
Smith
up.
of all time if he wins this World Series?
That's going to be the big question. That's going to be the
Will
big
Smith has
question.
5 World Series.
But I feel like what's even a bigger statement is who is really Mr. October, and that brings us to our first buy or sell. And that is, do you guys believe, buy or sell? Actually, that's not do you believe, it's buy or sell. Buy or sell that George Springer is an all-time Mr. October. And Grant, before you switch, I'll read off a few statistics. I'm sure you guys will use some of them. I just threw off the important ones. I have them right over here somewhere. There we go. A 264 batting average, 23 home runs, 85 hits, and 78 games played. You can look up the rest of the stats yourself. So buy or sell, he is the all-time Mr. October.
I don't think the
Not the-
all-time Mr. October, just a Mr. October.
And all-time Mr. October.
A all-time Mr. October.
All time is a long time, which is why I'm gonna sell. Which I mean, it's annoying. I mean, batting average isn't everything. He's under 250 in the postseason in his career, and I want to see a little more consistency and stuff. He's had some great moments, as Katie alluded to in 2017, and obviously with this postseason. I mean, with World Series win, like maybe we can open this conversation up a little more. I think if he wins this World Series, then it really is because of him. He wins World Series MVP. When we're talking about this generation of the time when we grew up watching baseball. We can list George Springer as a Mr. October, but baseball's been around for a long time and an all-time Mr. October. If we're just sitting around, like whenever I think of questions like this, I think if I'm like sitting around with my friends and we're just rattling off people in this category, would this name make people turn heads? And if we're talking about all-time Mr. Octobers in the history of baseball, and I say George Springer, I feel like there'd be a double take done. People would be kind of like, George Springer, I guess, maybe he had some moments, but I'm gonna sell.
I'm gonna buy this because
Ridiculous.
because of the wording that he's an all-time Mr. October, because there's not a limit to how many Mr. Octobers there are. And I just think he already won a World Series MVP with the Astros in 2017, and then 8 years later he's still back doing his thing. Like it's a long time thing he's been doing. And then I forgot how many home runs he has, 23.
Yeah, 23.
All time. That's on I don't know what
It's
fourth all time. See, that's
behind Manny Ramirez and Jose Altuve.
yeah, 4th all time in postseason home runs. I think is gonna get you an Mr. October, all time Mr. October title.
I'm going to go ahead and sell. And this does not mean that I do not think George Springer is stellar in the postseason, because
I'm
I
the
do
same.
think he is.
Yeah, me too.
But how I define Mr. October, the original Mr. October was Reggie Jackson. And I don't think someone can be considered a Mr. October until they meet what Reggie Jackson did or they exceed it. Reggie Jackson, he had a 278 batting average overall. He played 77 games, 78 hits, 18 home runs, 48 RBIs, 41 runs scored. And yes, Springer does surpass him in some of those elements, but I think it's going to take another great World Series performance this year, and then I think if he does that, I will have him down as a Mr. October, but he hasn't really proved it to me yet. Yes, he did have that game-winning home run in Game 7 of the ALCS, but other than that, his postseason hasn't been crazy clutch. Like, it's been good by no means, but definitely that home run in Game 7 was the starring moment. So I think that if he goes to the World Series and has a World Series like he did in 2017 with the Astros, then I definitely think he will be one of the Mr. Octobers, but I just don't think he has justified reaching that point yet.
Yeah, I'm going to go buy on this one. Looking at his stats, honestly, for his career postseason appearances, they look really good. A 264 average, 23 home runs. That's more than Reggie Jackson had at 18, 47 RBIs, and then he's even had 4 stolen bases. That's crazy. But I think, honestly, having stats like that in a postseason and just being around for that long is just incredible. And having 23 home runs in just a postseason career alone is crazy. I do think that he has a case for, obviously not Mr. October himself, but definitely being someone that could be called like a Mr. October, an all-timer. I mean, he obviously did greatness for the Astros, giving them a few World Series, and then obviously, helping the Blue Jays, go up to this postseason, and obviously the big moment in Game 7. But honestly, I think right now he should be a Mr. October. But if he definitely goes off against the super team Dodgers and wins a World Series, I think that more than solidifies his case.
And I think this needs to be noted because, yes, Reggie Jackson has less home runs than George Springer. But Reggie Jackson's batting average throughout all of the postseason was 2 at 78. Springer's career postseason average is only 233. Springer's career OPS is 693, whereas Reggie Jackson's is 880. So while the home runs are higher, every other stat, Reggie Jackson is still drastically better in. And that's why I don't think Springer can be considered a Mr. October yet.
No hate, but I would prefer hitting more home runs than getting on base more. Yeah.
For sure.
I agree with that.
I agree.
All right. I like the conversation because, I'm so low to it. For whatever reason, I thought you'd only have one Mr. October, and I always thought that was not Aaron Judge because he never shows up in October. That's an Orioles fan diss right there. But we're going to go into our last buy or sell, and this one comes from Game 4 of the Dodgers Brewers Game 4, where the Dodgers did end up sweeping it, and it was one of the best games we've probably ever seen from a pitcher, in my opinion. So I want to hear your guys' opinions. Shohei Ohtani, 3 at-bats, 3 hits, 3 homers. He had 3 RBIs. They were all solos. But he also pitched 6 innings, had 2 hits, or gave up 2 hits, had 3 walks and 10 strikeouts. So the buy or sell, did he just have, Ohtani, the greatest MLB performance of all time?
This is such an easy buy.
Yes.
He's like the Paul Bunyan of Barry Bonds. This is folktale what he's doing. It's insane. Let me read to y'all this play-by-play of this Brewers game. I know we were all watching it, okay? But he walked his first batter, strikeout, 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 home run, ground out, pop fly, ground out, and then next inning walk, strikeout, double play, strikeout, strikeout, ground out, strikeout, strikeout, and then he had another home run the next time he was up, fly ball, strikeout, strikeout. And then he hit a third home run a little bit later after. He was taken out of the game at that point. All right? That's insane. That's absolutely like there's been about, I just looked it up, there's been about 12 to 15 million player performances in the MLB. And I think this is easily the greatest of all time. No one's ever done anything like this.
100%.
I told y'all this beforehand. If there was a movie about Ohtani, like a fictional movie about some hero, and they did this in the movie, it would take you out of the movie. It would be it's too fictional and too absurd. It would have to be a comedy. You could not make a drama about someone as amazing as Shohei Ohtani because he's too fictional for real life. It's absolutely insane. I know I'm a little bit long-winded here, but I was trying to find people that have done anything similar to this or any statistical feat or performance that matches this. And I had to go back to I was looking at old baseball, early 1900s and stuff, because it's a little bit weird and stuff. I want to shout out Walter Johnson. Do you know Walter Johnson? Walter Johnson, this is a while ago, a good over 100 years ago. But he won the AL MVP at 30. He won the AL MVP at 36, and then the next year he batted .430. It's absolutely incredible. So
He's giving the Chicago
430?
Orphans.
yeah, he was the Washington Senators actually, Kaden. But he was pretty cool. He played from 1907 to 1927. He pitched 666 games in 538 complete games. What a different time. I love that stat. His mom lived to be 100 years old. She was born.
We're losing the plot.
She was born. Let me give you 2 more. All right. His mom was born before the emancipation of slaves in America and died after the first Super Bowl.
Who was this?
What?
Walter
Exactly.
Johnson's mom. Last one, is he ran for senator, and he was good friends with Calvin Coolidge, the president, and the senator of the House of Representatives he was running for Congress in the 6th District of Maryland in 1940, okay? And the Speaker of the House of Representatives wrote him a speech to address farmers and a speech to address industry workers, and he read the speech to the farmers to the industry workers, and the speech to industry workers to the farmers, and lost by 8,000 votes. So that's Walter Johnson, and I would say he was not as impressive as Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm also about to go back.
I
in
never
history.
knew to know that.
Also going back in history. First of all, absolutely the greatest MLB performance of all time. We like to call the greatest of all time Babe Ruth.
not Babe Ruth.
long time
It's
ago
no longer Babe
because he pitched, he hit. Apparently, this shouldn't be a hot take, but it's a hot take. Babe Ruth is not performing how he did back then in these days. I mean, obviously, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he
That's
was
not what I mean. Oh my god. Anyway,
Dude's gonna drink.
106-year-old Babe
That's
Ruth
something
off the
more
bat
I would
against
say.
Shohei.
Who's gonna
Ohtani.
drink
That is
3
dead.
beers, go out there and try and.
No, she would have asked. He would have said,
off.
"Wait,
I thought
isn't
he
Babe
did.
Ruth dead? Isn't he dead or something?"
But yeah,
asking
we
it.
called Babe Ruth the GOAT, and Otani's doing stuff that's just 20 times better than what Babe Ruth has done. And yeah, I mean, it's just, I got back from the movies. I was at the movies during this game, and I got back, I checked my phone, and I saw 3 home runs, 6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, and I said, huh? And I was like, what? Like, how is that even, like,
Double-taked.
a real stat line? And, like, yeah, just honestly, like, I was speechless looking at that. I mean, it's just never been done before and will never, I mean, he can do it again, but no one else will ever do it again.
I'm 100% buying. The game he had was insane. So many records were broken. He was the first pitcher to hit a leadoff home run in an MLB game, the first pitcher with multiple home runs in a postseason MLB game. He's the first player in MLB history to strike out even 5 batters in a game where he hit 3 home runs, and he struck out 10.
Good Lord.
And he had the most homers out of any pitcher in a postseason, all in one game. So every other postseason pitcher has only the max home runs they've ever hit in all their postseason games has only been 2, and he hit 3 in just one game. And not only that, all of his home runs were crushed. They weren't just like meek little home runs. They were all over 113 miles per hour. One was 469 feet, and just as impressive with velocity, his pitching reached 100 plus multiple times. Insane.
I want to say real quick before Jackson goes. I was thinking, I wrote down earlier, his batting performance is a good 150 years worth of baseball history in terms of pitchers in the postseason. Like what he did in one game. Like if that was everything every pitcher's ever done in the history of batting in the postseason, that's enough. Like 3 home runs is enough for pitchers to be doing.
Yeah.
He did it in one game. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, no, he wrote history for baseball that night. And honestly, at this point, I'm going by on this, but let's be real. He is the GOAT at this point. When everything is said and done, Shohei Ohtani will be the GOAT. Obviously, some people are still going to say, oh, it's Babe Ruth. Let's be realistic. Come on. Is Babe Ruth hitting 100 miles off the bat and then also throwing 6 games and striking out 10 batters? No, not even close. So honestly, Ohtani, by the end of his career is honestly going to be the greatest of all time. There's no doubt about it. I mean, after last year's, World Series win, people were starting to say that. With that performance right there, if you say anyone else is, then you're just out of your mind. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Okay, so obviously, yes, greatest MLB performance of all time. What about greatest athletic performance of all time?
I think it depends on what you mean by greatest and stuff, because I think that it
Yeah.
was still, if you're factoring in situation, it's not all the greatest athletic performance, but I think it's the most remarkable athletic performance of all time for sure.
I thought you were gonna do it at the same time, and I was scared we were gonna cut back to you, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's the show."
No, you're good. I was gonna feed it back in, but it's okay. You're good.
I think that
We don't prepare for this.
I will say, I'm going to say no to that because I think that I didn't believe in the Wilt 100-point game until Ohtani. But now because of Ohtani's performance, I think I do believe that Wilt could do it because I think that outliers like that can exist. I feel like this is the type of stuff that
I like
this is the
that
type of stuff
take.
that people
I
from the
like
50s
that.
talk about. It's like, oh, Ohtani, he was great. He pitched and hit. Then when he hurt his arm, he stole 50 bases. He just decided to be good at stealing too. And you're like, okay, he didn't steal 50 bases. Now y'all are starting to spread lies.
And he's
stuff
what,
that.
6'5"?
Exactly. He was
like
6'5". He hit like Aaron Judge, and then when he was hurt, he decided to be the best at steals in the league and stuff. It's like that. It's like it sounds like folktale, and because of what Ohtani's done, I believe in more folktale in the 50s and 60s because maybe it just takes 75 years to see it. Maybe it happens once every 75 or 100 years. And so I believe Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points, and I think that is more ridiculous. But this is up there, and I respect it if you disagree.
Honestly, I think this game is more impressive than the 100-point game.
Okay.
Because I mean, we've had a lot of players, not a lot, but a good amount of players hit 80 points.
One,
And
Kobe. We've had 6 to 7.
Oh, Joel Embiid. Oh, he
670.
hit 70. But still, I mean, 100 points, yeah, that's a lot, but it's been close. Like, it's not going to happen again, but, like, players have been close to doing that. And I just feel like baseball has been not proven, but talked about as the hardest sport, the hardest professional sport out of the Big Four. And
I still gotta know what that means, but we can talk about that another time.
what do you mean?
I don't know what that means by hardest.
Like hardest to play.
Like I don't know.
Cause like I think of it as like stick LeBron James in a batting box to bat.
And they put
Batter's
Freddie
box.
Freeman, and that Freddie Freeman tackle Derrick Henry. I think LeBron has a better chance of making contact with the ball than Freddie does of tackling Derrick Henry.
No, contact sure, but like what actual MLB players do, home runs, consistent.
There's just
on
a
base.
lot more skill, I feel like, in baseball that takes years and years to learn.
I think
Yeah.
it's
That
more
you can't just.
tactical. I just think I don't know. I think that
I wouldn't say baseball is the more tactical sport,
I
but
think, like-
definitely the most skillful.
like if you're 6'2", you cannot play in the NBA pretty much. You can play baseball. I think that it's like the NBA. I think it's like assuming you're already 6'10" athletic. I think we grade things on a curve. I think the NBA is a lot harder than the MLB because I think it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to be an NBA player than it is to be an MLB player. Again, if you're 6'1", then you're not going to make it. If you're 6'1", you can make it in the MLB.
We've already proved if you're over 7 foot tall, you're a Hall of Famer. It's pretty simple.
I don't know about that. There's a lot of 7 foot tall people that aren't in the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of crap.
Y'all see Wemby's game last night?
Dude.
Sorry.
My mom sent me a Wemby reel today.
My point proven.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
But like
I just want to throw that out there. I was like,
like just my main point, baseball, my opinion, hardest sport to play, and the fact that Ohtani did that makes it the best athletic performance out of the Big Four professional leagues.
I'll drop it, but for real quick question. LeBron James is at the plate in an MLB game. Freddie Freeman has to tackle Derrick Henry. Your life depends
Why
on
are
who are you
we?
picking.
Shouldn't
Who are you
Freddie
picking?
Freeman be hitting a three-pointer if we're picking LeBron?
Yeah, Freddie Freeman's getting guarded by LeBron James. Who are you picking for the life? Your life depends on it. LeBron has to be in contact, or Freddie has to score on LeBron.
Contact like foul?
Like,
Why don't you-
hit a single? Or
why don't
Freddie
you
has to
do-
score-
Freddie
has
scores.
to score a point.
Freddie scores.
Okay.
No. We're picking Ohtani.
Who's
No.
pitching?
No.
Who's
No. Why
pitching?
don't you do?
In this
Why don't you
matchup,
do
is it
Ohtani.
okay?
Yeah,
Ohtani.
make Ohtani pitch and then make Ohtani try and get a basket.
Yeah, Ohtani's getting a
Against
basket,
LeBron. Okay.
and
Against-
LeBron's trying to hit
And if Ohtani's in his prime, LeBron's in his prime.
I think LeBron has a better chance than
You
Ohtani.
think LeBron is going to be able to strike out batters
No.
and hit, and instead of Ohtani making a
LeBron's
three-pointer?
just gonna be like walk,
With
walk,
LeBron
walk,
in his face,
walk.
Ohtani's
Yeah,
not moving.
it's more
Ohtani's not
likely. More likely.
If my life
Neither
depends
are
on it.
likely.
No, neither are of course. But if my life depends on it, I'm taking the other one. Yeah.
I disagree.
If pitchers like
An injured Austin Riley could do
Rashford.
better than LeBron.
What?
That's no crazy
Okay,
take.
well-
Oh, good lord.
Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and buy two. Yeah, there have been,
there's too much.
other great athletic performances like 100-point games in basketball that you mentioned, Riley. But I agree with all your points, like what you said. I think baseball, it is the most skillful sport. I think it is the hardest sport to fully master. And I think it is obviously, as we all agreed, the best game in baseball. And I was even looking at some just like obscure sports like tennis, not that it's that obscure, but just like, not the main four, to see if there's anything crazier. I was reading an article about it. But all the games they were talking about were just like crazy comebacks. And I feel like it can't be the greatest performance of all time if there had to be a comeback.
Yeah, if it's like
That's a
not
good
the
point.
whole game.
Right, exactly. Whereas Ohtani, he, besides opening up with a walk, he was pretty much dominant the entire game. So I think for that reason, since it wasn't a crazy comeback, it was consistent throughout the whole game, I'm going to buy as the greatest athletic performance of all time.
I don't have any concrete evidence to say this wasn't, so I'm going to go buy on this as well. I think it's going against my better judgment, but yet again, like we were saying, baseball is the hardest sport to play, and if you can, bat, 3 for 3, hit 3 home runs, and then strike out 10 dudes who are, some of the best in the game, yeah, that's definitely one of the hardest things to do, and let alone striking out 5 guys in a game is pretty crazy, but striking out 10 in an NLCS is just something else.
I think just hitting 3 home runs in a game without doing anything pitching is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
that stuff
That's
is always,
already hitting 3 home runs in a postseason game is already better than a LeBron 40-point game.
I think
Yeah.
football is the most strategic sport. Basketball has the best athletes in it. And I think that the most excruciating sport is not baseball. I think hard is too vague for me to be able to definitively say sport is the hardest sport. I think hard as an adjective is just very
We'll have
vague.
this debate next
Okay.
episode.
Yeah, we'll do this next time.
During the off season, we'll have this debate sometime.
That's
It'll be a
smart.
good
Yeah,
topic.
NBA's back, so we can
Go Grizzlies. We did it.
go Hawks.
World Series. How'd y'all do? I know.
Go Rockets.
I don't have a dog. I don't have a dog in the fight. Let's be real. Don't have a dog in the fight.
And
Be a Hornets
Hornets.
fan.
Woo!
Hornets.
Hornets.
Yeah, no dogs in the fight at all.
Back to you, Brian.
I think recency bias is a really, really, really tough drug to get over. And I
Give me a
think
better MLB game.
we're talking about all-time performances
Give me a
in
better
sports.
athletic performance.
Muhammad.
Michael Phelps, 8 gold medals in an
I was
Olympics.
thinking about Michael Phelps.
Jesse Owens, 4 gold medals.
No, Michael
You want to go into
Phelps-
greatest
Yeah,
performance? How about Tom Brady coming back 28-3?
We're just-
It's not
we're
his
just
fault they
doing
were down
this.
28-3.
We're just doing this the whole time.
Yeah, Michael
We're
Phelps.
just doing this.
If Michael Phelps. No, Michael
we're
Phelps
just
plays
doing
sport.
this.
I would like to see.
8 gold medals.
No, that's 8 different athletic performances.
That is the same. She's literally. You
the
guys
same
have
thing.
2 different arguments right now.
A home
You're
run
saying
and
talking
strikeout
about
are
one
different athletic-
game.
But a home run and strikeout are different athletic
This is-
performances in the same event. I would say he had different events in the Olympics.
No, I
This
would
is-
say.
Come back to us, Grant. Come back to us.
8 gold medals. I just want people to understand that. 8 gold medals, and you're going against the best in the world. Don't disrespect the guy from Baltimore.
Michael Phelps did one. He just swam.
We're
That's
just
all he
doing
did.
this.
I can't move.
We're doing
I can't. Yeah.
All right, what do you guys think?
Okay, personally, I think like Michael Phelps having 8 gold medals is having like a really good performance in all 7 games of the World Series.
Do you know that?
Okay, I'll be on Brian's side. I'm right on Brian's side here.
Michael-
8 gold medals is impressive.
It's impressive,
It's
but
impressive.
I don't
You
think
know these events are happening like back to. They're in the same day. Like these aren't different events.
I agree with that.
And each event is a different technicality. It's like asking a starting pitcher to do like bullpen almost sometimes, depending on the event you do, or it's like going from pitching to hitting.
I'll be honest.
You tell me a butterfly is the same as a backstroke?
It's very.
Hold on. Wait.
No, it's not.
I'll say this. If you can get an Olympic medal, I would say a gold medal. Just even 1, 2 alone, I think is more impressive for an individual person than a World Series title with like 18 other dudes.
Yes!
Yes! Yeah,
No.
Olympics happens every 4 years.
No.
Disgusting.
Yes, it is. It says on the script, if not the greatest athletic performance of all time. It's not saying one game. Athletic performance. Athletic performance. That is what is on the script. I will show you the script. Athletic. No.
Joey Chestnut, Will Chamberlain. It's 3 greatest athletic performances.
No. You said on here. You did not.
Joey Chestnut.
That is impressive. I will give him that. I am telling you now, if we're going to bring this back to it, it says on this script, it says performance. Performance-based. This is not a game. This is not a series. This is
no,
a
Brian
performance.
wins. Brian
and you're
wins.
telling me that an Olympic gold medal means nothing compared to a World Series that
I
happens
never
every year.
said that.
That happens every year.
Brian.
Right.
There's been no one that's pitched and hit. There's been a lot of people that have been.
everyone
Okay, Brian.
Tell me one person that has won
Brian,
8 gold medals,
Brian,
8 medals in a
There's been
game.
a lot of athletes good at butterfly and backstroke.
Cut the
There's been
black.
Damn near no one good at.
Well, hey, guess
No,
what?
no.
If a gold medal was given out for every time he struck someone out, he would have 10.
How many times is a game played in the MLB? 162, correct?
Yes.
How many times does the Olympics happen? Once every 4 years. You're telling me
Thank
in
you.
one 4-year
Thank you.
stint, this man had 8 gold medals.
I don't care.
8. He won a race 8 times. And this is the top of the athletes.
There's one World Series every
Who does-
year. There's one Olympics every 4. And
Yes.
by the way, then if he wants to compete in another one, he has to wait another 4 years.
Correct. No.
It would have been more impressive.
But yeah, let's put it this way. MLB, all right? We're talking about best of best. MLB is a very tough league to get in, but how many other baseball leagues are there in the world? Tell me right now, how many other baseball leagues are there in the world? There are multiple.
There is multiple.
Shohei
There's a
came
lot.
from the Japanese one, which is one of the best in the world beside the MLB. How many Olympics are there? Not many. And who comes to the Olympics? It's not the top in a country. It's not the top in 2 countries. It's the best from every single country. From every single country. Every single. You're swinging them back.
Hold on, Riley. I want you to go swim beside Michael Phelps and see how you
I'm
do.
not a professional athlete.
But you say it's just swimming. You always swim.
Based off of throwing 100 miles an hour, hitting a 100-mile-an-hour pitch 3
I
times
bet
in a
you,
row.
I will tell this right now.
Okay.
I will make this statement. I could throw closer to 100 miles an hour than I could swim closer to Michael Phelps' record.
Brian, there are more people.
You think I'm good at throwing a pitch. I'm not going to meet Shohei Ohtani's 100. I'm decent at swimming. I'm not going to meet Michael Phelps' record, let alone win 8 gold medals. We're not saying medals. We're saying gold. First place. And on top of all that, he broke like 6 records in it. This is all-time records. You're talking about all-time records.
Kate, there's close to 7, 8
He broke a record that said most pitching home runs. How many pitchers hit? You just said none, so that record's already low.
He keeps doing something that no one else can do.
Guys, we've lost the plot.
So how about this? Let's break it down this way. No, let's break it down this way.
Overstimulated.
Let's break it down this way. You're saying that he's doing something that's never been done before, right? So wouldn't it make it harder to beat a record that's been done so many times?
I think someone is
Hence, Michael Phelps has a better record.
Medals than we are what Ohtani did.
Heck no!
So much closer. I think that it is so much easier to get 8 gold medals than it is to get Ohtani's thing.
No, because
Okay,
you don't just you're treating this like you just get
no.
into the event. You have to qualify swimming for the people.
You can't just
No.
We're in these MLB
No.
signups, so we're
Let me ask you this right now. All right, for the people at home that are going to listen, okay? For an Olympic event, for swimming specifically,
Grant,
there is
do we need
the
to end
trial 1, trial 2, quarterfinal, semifinal, and then the championship.
I promise there's one trial.
There's one trial, but there's still a quarterfinal, a semifinal. You have to do the same exact motion 4 times, and you have to win every time, or at least come in a certain degree, top 3, top 4, top 5. You only have to play 1 game. Now, granted, it's a difficult challenge, but for him to do 4 for 1 event, and not only do 4, then do it 8 more times, that is 32 swimming events of at least 100 meters. And he won gold in all of them.
Well, let's not act like you have to
And
make it
broke
to the MLB
7
first.
records.
Right.
And broke 7 records.
Brian, you're forgetting something. Swimming is so much less volatile than baseball, okay? Being able to
You're holding your breath. You can't breathe.
Being a top 10 swimmer 10 times in a row is a lot easier than hitting a home run 10 times in a row, okay? Baseball's a lot more volatile, there's a lot more randomness to it. So being able to do something that Ohtani's done at that peak is harder because even the best in the world aren't hitting home run 30% of the time. So seeing him do it 3 times in 1 event, Michael Phelps is going to swim as a top 10 swimmer every time he gets in the water because it's less volatile than baseball.
But that's like saying Shohei Ohtani's going to hit home runs every time he pitches because he's a good baseball player. That's what you're arguing. You're saying because you said because Michael Phelps is a good swimmer, he's going to win 8 gold medals. Well, that's like saying Shohei Ohtani's going to break pitching and batting records because he can pitch and bat.
I'm going to hear what Jackson has to say.
I'll just go ahead and say this. Ohtani, this is one singular game. Michael Phelps did this several times over several years at that level. That's all I'm saying. He did it.
You just said Ohtani's never done
He
it.
went to like 3 Olympics, which by the way, that's like a 12-year span. Is that not? And
We're not
repeated
talking
that.
about. We're not talking.
I'm telling you my one performance.
Game.
We're losing the
No.
plot. We're not saying best athlete of all time.
You're telling me, no, my argument's the same. One performance. That one performance is the Beijing 2008 Olympics. That is 2008 Olympics. 8 gold medals. Best performance hands down. You guys can agree with what you want. 8 gold medals.
Okay, well then that would be like us comparing
Back to Brian.
2025 MLB
Please.
postseason.
We never talk about any other sport this long.
Swimming.
No, it's just swimming.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
8 gold
The
medals.
Olympics is the same thing as the postseason.
When Shohei hits 10 home runs
We're well
and
past that.
strikes out 15 batters in a game, come talk to me about the performance. But until then, Michael Phelps hands down as the best performance of all time.
Consistently swimming fast is easier than consistently hitting a home run.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
That
matter.
matters a lot.
8 gold medals. Look it up. He broke 7 world records, I believe. I believe it was 6 gold. It was either 6 world records or 7 world records in that Olympics, along with 8 gold medals. And if you can't tell enough, it's because the people back here were joking about a 6-7 joke. So just with that alone, I feel like my take makes sense.
That's not true.
This is propaganda.
It is still crazy to think.
Defamation.
But either way, Michael Phelps is the best athlete of all time. But that is all for us here at Touching All Bases. So keep swinging, keep running, keep watching Touching All Bases, and we'll see you next week.
Not you Indian